To the additions to the agenda that we made earlier, and the first thing on the agenda is a debrief for the members of the community that might not be aware, and never know anybody could not be. The board participated in a community forum that was guided by Ms. Hickey and Ms. Norman on Saturday, and gave board members an opportunity to really listen and hear members of the community share some of their thoughts and concerns as we move forward. Some of the things that were reported out on that included some of the fears that were expressed by members of the community, a sense of loss of programs, some concerns over loss of control, concerns that learners might suffer through the process, and certainly a large expression of uncertainty as might be expected. I think that for me, one of the underlying fears, and I think that certainly resonated with me, was the idea that so much energy going into this had the chance possibly of not actually resulting in any real change for our students. We also talked about the preferred means of communication and collaboration, and some members of the community like structured forums. People wanted a mechanism for weekly updates and an opportunity to dialogue around specific topics. They asserted the importance of two-way dialogue, and that the community had an opportunity to give meaningful feedback to the board as important decisions were being made. There was also a good session on parent voice, where community members asked for avenues to connect with board members, talked about seeking and embracing a diverse parent voice, finding a way to engage the entire community in the process. Many people, I think, expressed the appreciation of the cafe style that we did, which really gave people an opportunity to share and talk a little bit, and to hear each other, I think, as well as to share what their concerns were with board members. And they wanted to be sure that board members were listening to all stakeholders throughout the process. So with that, what I'll probably do is just take a minute for board members that were able to participate, talk about what our thoughts were on it and what we thought of the process. And I absolutely do not want to forget it, but I believe that there is another opportunity coming up on March the 23rd, and time and location to be provided in the future by announcements and posted on the website, where the community can engage with board members. And I know that I think we're doing a different process, but it'll be another opportunity for community to have a conversation with board members and to dialogue a little bit, and for us to have that feedback. So, board member input or comments or thoughts?
Yeah, I thought we received some really good comments about how we can communicate and engage some of our residents moving forward. So I look forward to those avenues, different avenues, all the way from having coffee to maybe forums. I think it's something that all of us are committed to keep the communication going, but more importantly, to hear what people have to say.
Very good.
At my table, everyone appreciated the format that we utilized and thought it was an excellent forum for them to be able to express themselves. And I don't think anybody held anything back. It was excellent dialogue. I think we heard some honest commentary, and then we were able to pull a theme out of it that we all discussed. And it was really good dialogue. It was just good, friendly dialogue. And for one, I was looking to see a few more folks from the Lower Run District there. Hopefully we can influence them to join us next time. I mean, there were some people there, but there was quite a few folks that showed up, but I'd like to see twice as many perhaps. I think it was invaluable input.
Yeah, I agree with what's been said. I think that everyone at my table enjoyed the process, but I think they also wanted more two-way communication as well. And I think us as a board, we value hearing from the community, and I think they also want to hear what we have to say as well on certain items. So in future endeavors, like maybe some of the things that's coming up in March, we can have more avenues of communication between the community and the board. That's very important. And definitely if we can get more people out that show a true representation of the entire district, that will help us in making critical decisions as well.
Anything to add, Vice President Geary?
Oh, I just echo what everybody else said, and Mr. Heaster was a little run from he sat at my table. I made a comment and said I had all Ibsen people, but no, I have one little run that was just Heaster. So I made sure I cleared that up.
I really enjoyed the opportunity. For me, one of my shortcomings is that I do like to talk, and for me it was particularly challenging to sit there quietly and make sure that I let the members of the community talk. But I think that I learned something in that too. I hope I didn't frustrate any of the people that were at my table. I think often people were really looking for answers, and I was encouraged to ask people to keep the conversation going and to really hear the community and not get caught up trying to answer people or engaging in that. But I do look forward to more different kinds of opportunities, more opportunities to really listen. And I thought that was good for me. And I hope that there'll be some other kinds of different types of forums that will give us a chance to dialogue more directly, back and forth. So I really thought that was good. I appreciate Ms. Norman and Ms. Hickey's structure of it that kept people moving. I think we learned. I keep learning more about how to teach middle schoolers better, and they keep telling me they need to move more. And what I'm finding out is that they're not different from adults actually. Adults need to move too. So I thought it was a good structure, and I certainly benefited a lot from it. And I hope that it will help move us forward in that community relations. Anything else to add?
I very much look forward to attending the next one.
Yeah. So, all right. And the second thing that we talked about having was a report from Trustee Vanderwerf. I know that we're very concerned. We recognize that we're making some very significant changes and that they're going to have an impact on everyone. And some of that impact will be on employees that continue with us, but there'll also be some employees that are, for one reason or another, are not able to find a home in the new district. So I know that Mr. Vanderwerf, I think Mr. Regman has been working on this, and so look forward to hearing.
So as we move along, we have all these stats and all these timeframes, and we can't lose sight about providing services to our current staff members that may not be part of the district, either because we might be reducing overall staff sizes, or we have seen the teacher criteria because of that. We know that there's a lot of resources out in the community. So Trustee Ragland and I met with Superintendent Lisiski and Sharon Irvine, the HR Director for the Ypsilanti District. We met with the State Michigan Works Agency and the Regional Michigan Works Agency today to find out what services they might provide, what assistance they can provide our staff. There's lots of questions out there that need to be answered about retirement and employment benefits, repositioning yourself for a career in a growing field. I mean, there's lots of options out there. We had a very good meeting. We're going to meet again next week to kind of solidify a process that's inclusive of our current staff so that we can get the dialogue going. The important thing is to get information out early. And we do, fortunately, we have time, but we need to start working on it like this week or next week. The biggest thing I learned today that information is key to making this transition work. There's a lot of information out there. Support services are key. I think Trustee Ragland and I were both surprised at the quality and the level and the amount of services that are being provided. That can be provided by these Michigan Works agencies and their partners. So we hope to have all that in place in a very short time frame.
Thank you very much. Any questions? All right, and the third item is part of the new consolidation in the grant provided for the